we wake, hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. Oh, the good times just begun. We know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright. Oh, you and I, we got it. Oh, we don't need no can weather any storm. Before I sleep, hear the crickets, see the moon. Side by side and through. No limit to what we can do. Oh, we know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right.
Alright, well, all set and ready to go. So, using my Sawyer Picardin bug lotion. This stuff really is great. This will help keep mosquitoes away. Put a little bit on my arms. And then I told you guys I bought a few of these. I don't know, last few times I've been wearing them, they've worked out actually really well. So I got a few of them. I always kind of overbuy, and they're pretty cheap. They're under $1. I think they're like 88 cents. Smells. Smell that. Alright, so yeah. I always bring my little paracord bracelet. Today we are rocking the Jay Anderson bracelets. So I got a Justice and then one that says Never Stop. So we'll bring the Picardin with us just in case. I do have the lemon and eucalyptus. I've got a lightweight umbrella, the rain jacket, cookware, and then electronics. I'm going to bring 3 liters of water. I'm going to put some electrolytes in one, keep the other 2 just plain water for now. One's obviously going to be used for cooking water, but look how clear that is. Give it time, because this will be yellow, dingy, sediment-filled, nasty water. I think it's got to be well water. Has to be. So yeah, I got the 2 trekking poles, a little Hyperlite Daybreak bag. One thing I did pick up while I was at REI is this little hip belt, kind of like little fanny pack thing, so it can either rest on your hip. I put it in the chest strap so that it's right here, and I just have quick access, because a lot of my bags, this one and the one I put everything in, has hip belts on it, so this would get in the way. But I wanted something for up here. The Hyperlite one that I want is, it's all Dyneema, but that's like 63 bucks. This was just under 20, so it fits pretty good. Got like the little belt loop right here that I just stick the chest strap through. Stick that right there. And then the Hyperlite shoulder pocket will go on the strap. So then I got something for my phone, battery pack, all of that. So this is a new piece of gear I picked up. Inside of it, I've got my money, debit cards, my keys. I have a face mask just in case, you know, I were to stop at a store and they require masks. My ID in case I get stopped, because you know I like to get pulled over by police when I'm out. And then I carry my Olight flashlight in there, the headlamp that I got from Walmart. I do like this thing. Super, super nice. I do have a new headlamp coming though, so I'm pretty excited about that. So when it comes, I'll talk to you guys all about that. And then I have potable water. So this is in case of emergencies. But yeah, so this will be inside, like, you know, typically one thing I started carrying around just kind of a little ditty bag that just kind of has all my little ditties in it. So the potable water will be in there, a Bic lighter will be in there, you know, things like that. So, but yeah, so we're gonna end up getting some Esbit cubes. It's just little like alcohol-filled cubes, you know, generally used for cooking, but great for starting fires. So like that stuff will be in there. You know, just any like little random ditties that we'll have out on the trail. So so yeah, so I'm gonna finish just getting packed up here, and then we have a long walk because we basically have to leave the park and kind of hike down the main road to get to I don't know what we're gonna do today. There's a trail I do want to check out. You guys saw that on the last video. I was kind of walking my bike, you know, around by the lake, but there's some back trails. I do want to check that out. And then there's some type of forest I saw a sign for. So that sounded pretty interesting. So yeah, that's going to be that. I'm so excited. I just wish I had more time out here. It's never enough time, honestly. And this is why I want to do a through hike, because then I can be out here for months at a time every single day. So whatever though, we got to work, we got to make money. Tons of videos we're shooting this weekend, so stay with us, and I'll see you guys as we start walking. All right, welcome back. So we're walking in kind of on this main street. You know, Menominee Park is huge, right? So I told you guys there's big dog park, there's a scuba area, an archery area. So this is like acres and acres and acres of land. You know, I'll show you guys this sign. But so yeah, over by the lake there were some back trails, and then there's some forest called the Black Forest or something. So we got the archery area, there's a fishing pier, there's group camping, picnic areas, beach, scuba diving. So I think we want to go towards the beach because that's where the lake is. So we might check those trails out first. But I figured while I'm walking, because it is a little bit of a hike, didn't want to ride the bike, which, you know, be a lot faster, but figured we could take this time to kind of chat, fill you guys in a little bit. So last video I uploaded before I came out on this trip on the talking about my kind of gear loadout. So you guys obviously saw that I had walls and windows, and there was an air conditioner in the background. So yeah, so you guys already know by now that I'm an independent journalist. We've been mentioned a couple times on my buddy's podcast called From the Middle. You guys should check that out, especially if you guys are like, I don't know, just total nerds into like Star Wars and things like that, Comic-Con, and but those guys, like, they talk about everything, all types of stuff. They just did an episode with one of the contestants that was on the TV show Alone, which I would love to be on. I think I could do it. At least I'd like to test myself. But yeah, check out From the Middle. We have some links on the Facebook page, especially where they talked about Lifeline. But yeah, so kind of backstory, if this is the first episode you guys tuned in on. I lost my apartment during the pandemic, like right in those first kind of 3 months, and there was no protections for evictions at that time, so I didn't know what to do. So kind of started documenting everything. First day sleeping on a park bench, and then kind of going, wait a minute, an outdoors person. I've been planning this through hike of the Appalachian Trail. I've got some gear, not a lot, and basically started documenting everything. And then the riots in Kenosha happened over the shooting of Jacob Blake. I owned a media company, so I was like, I'm gonna go out and film this. And then and it's just been insane. And then the more I started filming and kind of writing articles, I kind of built that company up, built a website. It's where I host all my articles, created a Facebook page, YouTube channel, and pretty much over the course of the last year, it's been insane. I've been through the ringer big time. I've gotten doxxed. Here's the trail. We're gonna go on this trail. I've gotten doxxed to the point where, like, all of my personal information is out there, where I live, shit I've done in my past that I'm not necessarily proud of. But yeah, I've been stalked like crazy. We got a lawnmower coming, so I'm just gonna back away for a minute. I've been stalked by militia, which is not fun. Every time I find a place to live, like, I'll have militia showing up, or they'll dox my address. Hang on a sec. All right. So since the shooting of Jacob Blake, August 23rd, 2020, I'm like 63 days into my kind of stealth camping, homeless, how do I get my life back journey. And so since then, I've moved 12 times in the last year. A couple times I did actually find a place to live. Like I said, militia showed up, became unsafe, so I left. I've been bouncing from hotel rooms where I've also had militia stalking me and showing up at hotels. A couple of Airbnbs. So yeah, it's been a bit of a nightmare. And there's so much more that I could go into, but yeah. And then, a year of filming protests, kind of throughout different areas of Wisconsin, following a couple of groups around, filming, fucking live shootings in Kenosha, tons and tons of stuff I filmed. And then as far as the articles go, filing all these open records requests, and, kind of learning more about what really happened in Kenosha, writing tons of articles about pretty much some shit-ass law enforcement behavior, some really sketchy things that law enforcement did during Kenosha, but also just kind of in general. I've investigated multiple police departments. And yeah, so there's so much detail I could go into, but it's been a nightmare. I've kind of survived like through the media company off like public donations, to kind of help like run everything and like continue to kind of be out and filming protests and all of that. And you know, with being stalked and doxxed and people physically showing up to my locations, like I've gotten death threats. I have to wear a bulletproof vest constantly. And they've made it very clear that they are intentionally going to continue to harass and just basically fuck with me until I completely lose everything. You know, I was getting harassed at the day job I had in Kenosha. They were calling up trying to get the owner to fire me. And then when we outed, so one story I did was that first night of fires in Kenosha, the second garbage truck that went up in flames was actually started by a Wisconsin National Guard member while he was off duty. And then the second night where like $50 million worth of damage was done, that gentleman was out there again starting fires. So because of that, like that individual showed up at my job. And it just became very, very unsafe. Plus all the other shit that I told you guys about that job. And I was just like, fuck it, dude, I'm out. But yeah, so, you know, these stalkers and haters and whatever, like they've made it super clear that their sole intention is to make sure that I lose everything and I don't get my life back. I almost lost the storage unit where I have all the property. I was like 4 months behind payments on that. Cell phone's been shut off multiple times. So yeah, I mean, that's really why like I haven't filmed much as far as Lifeline is concerned. You know, I was so focused on doing the media stuff. Plus, like, I started to talk about Lifeline, and these fucking lunatic stalkers like started jumping on the Lifeline page. It was just too much personal shit getting out there. So yeah, plus all the running and bouncing and fucking moving. But yeah, I'm gonna interrupt this for a second. I want to show you guys this view. So yeah, here's the lake. I was a little concerned about the weather waking up, so I didn't bring the bathing suit and all that stuff with on this hike. I have it with me, but I might go back after lunch. I don't know. We'll see how long this takes, but I might come down and hang out. I'm kind of hoping that sun comes out more because it's kind of hiding behind some clouds. So I'm hoping it comes out and then maybe we'll come down here and tan. That was the original plan. So yeah, so, you know, I wasn't filming for both channels. You know, and then it got to a point where it was like, okay, safe enough for me to work. Let's try to go find a job. Like, we're a year into this now. I'm barely surviving. I'm basically living 24 hours at a time. Like, I check into a hotel at 3 p.m. and then by 11 a.m. the next morning, I never knew if I was going to have a roof over my head. And this was in like the dead of winter. So, and like on the media page, the YouTube channel, like I have video of like militia showing up at a hotel in the middle of winter, like day before it was a blizzard. So yeah, I mean, just fucked up, dude. But yeah, so I ended up picking up 2 jobs, basically working like 15-hour days, and that was great. But the evening job was kind of some bullshit, and you know, it's just like, man, I've dealt with so much shit in the last year. Like, this is unnecessary. Like, if I want to be fucked with at work, you know, on a daily basis, like, I'll just go live on the media page. I can get fucked with, you know. Plus, just like unnecessary bullshit, you know, just on the job stuff. So I ended up walking out. Still had my daytime job, and then applied at a bunch of places. Found a restaurant that it's kind of my old like environment that I'm used to, but more like on the bar side. And you know, I'm a cook in this place, and the chefs and like I really like the executive chef. He's fucking just badass, so knowledgeable, like just awesome, awesome chef. And you know, we're talking about hiking and camping food and you know, just food in general, cocktails and all these things. But I was a little unsure. I was super nervous about taking this job because I had never actually cooked in this type of environment, this type of food. It's super fine dining. So, you know, I was a little nervous. Oh, look, fresh water. So we may have to utilize that. So yeah, I was super nervous, but I took a chance. The problem with taking that chance, though, was that my start time, I'd have to leave my day job. So it's a big risk, losing about $500 a month. So yeah, I was kind of like, fuck, dude. But I wanted to be happier. I really didn't like the day job. It was just, you know, to try to get money. So I said, fuck it. I put my notice in at the day job, and I've been at this restaurant now for the last couple of months. So the place that I'm staying is a little one-bedroom apartment. It's not like mine officially, but the people that own it are friendly to, I don't want to say Black Lives Matter movement, because I don't film Black Lives Matter events. I film people of color, you know, saying that their fucking life matters. We don't really actually have like BLM org out here, so a lot of people confuse those two. But yeah, so they're friendly to the movement. They like what I do, and they've allowed me to stay. So with working, I've been able to pay those bills, pay the cell phone bill, pay the storage unit, and then, you know, all of my social media accounts keep getting attacked. The fishing company, obviously we had to shut that down while I was dealing with all the shit. But then that got attacked by all these racists. So I mean, that company's like so far fucked, it's not even funny. And yeah, and then long story short, my media Facebook page ended up getting attacked. I've been on constant bans, and then the page officially got removed. It got reported too many fucking times, and the page got removed. So that was right when I like took on this new job, and it was kind of like, fuck, man, like that's a year's worth of work. I lost a lot of pictures. I lost a lot of videos that I wasn't able to download. A lot of content, man. A lot of important shit. So, you know, I kind of like this, like, fuck, what do I do? You know, like, where's my life at? Where's my purpose at? This has been a year of this shit, and I don't know if I'm better off, if I'm worse off, if I'm in the same fucking spot. You know, at least I have a roof over my head. I really like covering protests and kind of being this like independent civil rights journalist. But I lost that page, and it just like it really fucked me up. So I was like, you know what? We gotta kind of rebrand. I tried bringing the Facebook page back. That got reported and immediately fucking taken down within 48 hours. So then it was like, okay, Jesus God, like the biggest social media platform, and I can't host my media company on there. And it's not like I'm putting like my narrative or like my bullshit rhetoric out. Like we're filming, you know, like live streaming, so there's no editing. Yeah, it's just constantly supposedly going against Facebook's community standards. bunch of bullshit. But then it was like, fuck, what do I do now? Like, I can't even do this. So I was like, you know what? Fuck this, dude. Like, I gotta get out. Obviously, I've done a couple of small things that I filmed on the channel, little tiny hikes, you know, whatever. And then I took this, 22-mile bike ride to Menominee Park, where I'm at again now. And, it was just like, I didn't know if I could do it. I've never rode like that far with gear on my back. The furthest I've ever rode was 70 miles. And that was just with like a small backpack. And that was a fucking nightmare. So, but yeah, so I did it. I accomplished that. I came out here for 3 days and I was like, God, dude, I totally miss this. I miss doing this. Like, why am I not doing this more? Like, my entire summer has gone towards filming, protests and all of that. And like, I just ignored myself essentially. Right. And, I'm like, I need a break. I need a break. Like, mentally, I'm just drained. Physically, I'm fucking drained. I got to get out. I need to like recharge and kind of like regroup the brain, get back out into, nature, and sort of pick up again where I left off. We wanted to start this through hike. That didn't happen because of the pandemic. Technically, I'm still homeless, I guess, even though like I have a roof over my head, but it's not mine. So I'm like, okay, I'm making money, like, now's the time. Let's start buying the gear that I still need, so that I have everything I want for the through hike, right? And let's start taking these short little, overnighters or 2-day little trips, whatever, and start practicing. I do want to ride the bike down Route 66. There's a bike trail. I think I've mentioned that before. So that goes from Illinois to California. And, so I've been practicing with the bike and gear for the bike. Obviously playing around with the gear in the backpack, what's going to be, there's like a lot of these little off trails. What's going to be lightweight. Obviously I'm buying gear for a through hike or like a through ride. But there is other gear that I'm buying because I do these little camping trips, and I would like to be able to take my son, who I haven't seen in over a fucking year. But oh, look at this. Sorry, I got ADD. I'm distracted. So the river. It's dried up. Water levels have been so low this year. It's unreal. Oh, there's berries. I wonder if I could eat these. I got this app. I think it's PlantNet on my phone. So when I'm done filming or between filming, I wanted to scan some plants and see if they're edible. But yeah, anyway, so I'd like to be able to go camping with my son. And so I am kind of testing out through hiking gear, plus what lightweight gear can I bring for him and I that, I'm not lugging around all these dishes and grills and all this stuff. But something that's comfortable enough for him, not super rugged or anything. And yeah, so kind of a mix of both. So paying my bills and then taking a little bit of leftover money and then putting it towards you know, buying some gear. So a lot of the gear that I've been showing you guys on these last several videos, like, it really has been like over the course of you know, the last like several months of working, a little bit of money that I had saved up. So it's not like, oh shit, Kevin just went out and spent hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars like yesterday. No. So just because I am taking that break with the media stuff, it's given me more time for Lifeline to film. So kind of showing you guys like just a lot of stuff, a lot of gear that I've been kind of building up. Plus a lot of it has really come in handy through all these moves. You know, obviously like the tea kettle, that steel one that I was using, like that came with me to every hotel, every Airbnb, like whoever's place I was crashing at. And, you know, types of food that I was cooking out on the trails, like the ramen, the couscous, like I was eating that for the last year with some like real mixed in meals. So yeah, you know, which is again then what prompted this trip, where it's like, okay, shit, like I want to eat better, I want to eat healthier, I'm tired of eating ramen and couscous every day. Like I can't do that for 6 months if I'm doing a through hike. So what other foods can, you know, I bring? What fresh ingredients can I bring out with me that's going to last a few days? So that's really what kind of inspired this trip. But yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at. The fishing company, like, so here's where I am on that, because I know there's some fuckheads that are watching. There's a couple of orders, I've said this a million times, there's a couple of orders that I'm obviously behind on, that I still owe some people. I gave them my word that I would get that out. And I have managed to get some orders out to people. And some of those people still claim that they never got their shit, which is a bunch of bullshit. But yeah, so I have a few orders that I am still behind on. I have not forgotten. And so here's where we are with that. So like I said earlier, that company got massively attacked by a bunch of fucking racist fucks. And I don't know what's going to happen with the company. I am going to try to bring it back because we make a great bass jig. And, you know, there's people that do support the company. I love what I do. Allows that creativity. I just don't know how successful as like a full-time business that's going to be. But I got all of my stuff out of storage for the fishing stuff. And that's another thing. So again, with some extra money that I've had, like there's a lot of product that I was out of. So I've been kind of slowly like building up the inventory on the materials. And I don't want to bring the company back until I have enough material, and I've got a decent supply of, you know, some jigs made. Obviously, when the pandemic hit, kind of spent everything. I'm going to go back the other way. Kind of spent everything I had on packaging, on materials, and that's kind of what fucked me up personally. So it was a big risk. Had the pandemic not happened, the risk would have paid off. It was a very calculated big risk, but that fucking pandemic hit, and I didn't have enough money saved up, so that really screwed me up. But there's still other things I have to buy. So one of the places that I was at that I was living at. I had gotten all the fishing stuff because I was like, oh, finally, I'm going to be here. And, again, militias show up armed, it's fucking crazy. And I got to leave in a hurry. And when I grabbed all the fishing stuff, so I get to where I'm going now, like, I put it back in storage. It's been there. I get to where I am now, and my fucking drill is gone. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. So, and I need the drill because when I'm powder coating the jigs, some paint gets in the eye of the jig, so I kind of have to drill it out sometimes. Even like using the toothpick trick, it just doesn't fucking work all the time. But somebody stole my fucking drill, and I think it was the people I was staying with. There's a few other things that are missing too out of my personal stuff. But yeah, so now it's like, fuck, dude, now I gotta go buy a drill. So that sucks, but that's where I am on the fishing company. So I know a lot of people have asked, like, hey, are you coming back? Like, what's the plan with all that? Yes, I am. I'm gonna attempt to anyway. The website for that is still shut down. I gotta end up bringing that back. That's, I don't know, that's gonna be a whole nother fucking nightmare. But yeah, so I'm building up my materials, building up the product line, kind of going through and like, okay, we had tons of jigs on there, so much apparel, like there was so much stuff, and coming back, I need to do it a lot smaller. So yes, I am working on that as well. Yeah, you guys know me. I got a lot of hands in the fire pit. I am honestly not digging that sky. I think it's gonna rain all over me, which is gonna kind of suck because that means I gotta stay under the tarp. That's what I was afraid of this trip, though. So yeah, that's that's where I am with that. Yeah, see, the wind is picking up crazy. The sky's a little dark coming from behind me there. So I already know it's definitely gonna rain. That's why I brought the rain gear. I had a feeling. It's kind of been raining like on and off all week. And I just had this feeling where it's like, fuck, dude, I gotta go. I gotta get away again. And just had this feeling it was gonna rain. So I'm just praying to God it doesn't pour on the way home tomorrow, because that would suck. Kind of cool. I don't know what else, man. Just been an interesting journey, that's for sure. That is for sure. My plan is to finish buying up everything I can get for like these through hikes. There's a few more pieces of gear I need. I've settled on which backpack I'm buying. Gotta pick that up. I gotta get a bear sack, and then I also want to buy a bear container. So like some things like that. The underquilt that I'm picking up. So there's still several things that are several $100s that still need to be bought. So it's kind of like slowly kind of buying those things. So I'm hoping that by the end of this year, I have everything I want. There's a lot of like dehydrated foods and freeze-dried foods that I want to pick up and start rationing out my own little meals. And every now and again, still, buy like Backpackers Pantry. That stuff is really, really great. But, I've been researching a lot about foods, plus like being back in the restaurants, like talking to the chef. Um, we've been kind of talking about all these different ways to make like different, like super healthy foods, high in calories, high in proteins, and just have way better quality food out on the trail, but still keep it lightweight. Being able to incorporate some of those fresh ingredients and have a bigger variety and way less money. So I'm going to end up investing in buying dehydrated and freeze-dried foods, tons and tons and tons of it. So then I can like portion out like, red peppers and green peppers and chicken, ground beef, mushrooms, onions, potatoes, like all that type of stuff. Get all the seasonings and just literally like Ziploc bags like you guys saw with breakfast this morning. And I'll show you guys more food that I have. So I think it's pretty fun. But yeah, so that's my plan, is to get everything I need to get, and then I gotta kind of figure out. I would like to, by next June 2022, I would like to get on my bike and do the Route 66 trail on the bike. So I figure kind of going like 25 miles a day. It's basically riding, 3 hours a day. It should take me about 2 months to get from Illinois to California. I'm probably gonna bring like a little trailer behind the bike to kind of carry some stuff, so it's not all on my back. Kind of get all of that planned out, places that I can stay. Haven't decided whether or not I'm a hammock stay or set up a tent, but a tent is another thing that I will be buying, along with like sleeping pad, sleeping bag, all that stuff. So even on like these little bike trips that I'm doing, as much as, yes, I love the hammock, I love it, but like on a day like today, like this would suck if this starts raining. The tent, like I can kind of sprawl out a bit, whatever. Plus, I want to be able to have that too for when I take my son with me, because I don't know if I fully trust him being in a hammock by himself, especially with like creatures walking around. And I could buy like there's like this little spreader bar so you can put 2 hammocks together. I could do that, which I'd feel more comfortable with, but I think it'd be better if him and I were in a tent together. So ooh, I think there was a little frog over here. I just heard him splash. I was kind of hoping that this was like, I'm trying to look for running water because I have this new item that I want to show you guys. I could utilize the water that's sitting here. which would be ideal for what I have. However, I don't really like a bunch of just still water. And especially with having to go to work tomorrow, I don't want to drink a bunch of fucked up water. A couple weeks ago, I got severely dehydrated, and I ended up getting heat exhaustion, and I was pretty fucked up for a few days. So that was not good. I could not hydrate my body. It was horrible. It was the worst feeling ever. Puking for 3 days. Couldn't hold down foods. It was just awful. So, trying to not get messed up on drinking some water. So I was really kind of looking for a river that was flowing. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at right now. So back on the other side of the lake here. So this is all the trails that like I kind of walked my bike on the last time that I was here. It is definitely gonna rain. Really nice out. I am wearing pants. You guys know I usually hike in pants just because I don't ever know if I'm going to be going off trail. Obviously, don't want to be walking through poison ivy. I don't want ticks touching me. I don't like bugs. Look at it. Stunning. It's so nice. So it is pretty cool out. Nice wind, obviously. Temperature, I'd probably say, is in the 70s. So, like I said, yesterday too, like it was pretty cold at night. The underquilt definitely helped. That Sea to Summit liner. Like I pretty much slept in my boxers and then t-shirt and the hoodie. I didn't really bring anything like sweatpants or like a thermal, pant to sleep in. I didn't want to sleep in my hiking pants. I didn't want to sleep in the shorts that I was riding in. So that's one thing too, where like I gotta figure out something to sleep in when I'm out. And then I do kind of want to buy a little stuff sack that just houses my sleeping gear. This way that's not, kind of all just mixed up with everything else. And I like organization. I like stuff in sacks. My cooking stuff in one thing, my electronics in another, clothes in one. A lot of people just kind of throw their stuff in a pack just because, like, obviously for like fitting everything in there, it does fit better. Sort of not necessarily having everything inside of stuff sacks and dry bags, but I don't know. It's one thing I like. I'd rather do it that way. I'm kind of giving up, like when I buy the backpack, I'm kind of giving up like all the storage pockets. So this is kind of just a different way for me to kind of store things a little bit more organized. kind of wish it was sunny out. It's so nice. Maybe we'll kind of go like that so you guys can see, at least behind me, what it looks like. So yeah, if you know, I do have some backup plans if, you know, I'm not going to end up going on like that 2-month bike ride. I am looking at either out here. See this again though. This is another like long distance hiking adventure though. But out here in Wisconsin, we have what's called the Ice Age Trail. That's 1,200 miles to do it start to finish. There's obviously sections, you know, you can section hike things. So I did think about maybe like section hiking some of that. I just started researching that trail. The other thing I was looking at, and I kind of started looking at this last year, but not like so like fully in depth like I have with like, you know, the Triple Crown trails. But I was looking at doing a trip out to Michigan and going to one of the least visited national parks in the country, and that's called Isle Royale National Park, which is in Michigan, and you're basically on an island. You either take a 4 to 6 hour ferry, or you take a seaplane to get out there. So I was thinking about doing that, traveling up to Michigan and then booking the seaplane, drop me off in Isle Royale National Park and staying out there for, you know, doing like 2 weeks. I think it's around 150 miles, kind of all the way around the park. So yeah, I was thinking about doing that, stay out there for 2 weeks. But I got this job, and now I got to figure out time off and keeping the job, still being able to do these hikes. This is what sucks, like when you're trying to hike and do all this stuff and do these little trips and these little adventures, and you have a day job that you have to be at. So that's why, like, on my days off, you know, I typically am taking a day or 2 days where, you know, even just going down to the lake, you know, for a few hours to test out new gear and play with it before I come out here for 2 days. But, you know, it's just like yesterday, right? I'm waiting on Amazon to get there. I didn't leave the city until 5 p.m. I get out here at 8. It's already nighttime, so I've like blown an entire day, a nice day, gorgeous day, where, you know, could have explored something or, you know, whatever, filmed more. So I basically lost like 2 meals that I wanted to film, and you know, I got to see what I can film now with the time I have left, and then we may have to just do some meals another day, but it's just never enough time, you know. And then tomorrow I got to leave right away in the morning so I can get home in time, drop off all the gear, get cleaned up, and then race to work, and then go work a, you know, I don't know, 8-hour shift. So I'm going to be dragging ass. So it's just, it's not enough time. And, you know, I'm happiest when I'm out here doing this. So got to figure out how to make money doing this. But I also still have real life I have to deal with, because I do have children and I got to pay for that. And I want to see my kids. I want to take them out on adventures with me. But in order to do all that, I have to work. So the life that I cannot stand, I still have to be in order to support this. So doing 6-month through hikes, 2-month riding trips, 2-month kind of long distance, trips like the Ice Age Trail, things like that. It's just like I don't know how that's all gonna work, how that all fits into my plan. So I'm hoping to be able to do those things, but for now I gotta kind of be like a little weekend warrior. Little weekend warrior camper. So there is definitely thunder in the distance. My plan, and I'm just not sure as far as the weather is concerned, so I may end up, I think I'm gonna stop filming for a minute and I'm gonna jump on AccuWeather and I'm gonna see what we're looking at. But my plan was to kind of come on this little peninsula, because there is a picnic table, and I was gonna film making a different meal right here. Kind of have the lake on both sides, which was pretty badass. But then the picnic table, right there. But I am hearing thunder. I don't know if you guys can hear that. But yeah, that was my plan. I really wanted to film right there and make this meal. Breakfast this morning was awesome. I made a lot of it. Now, I could have definitely taken those eggs and, portioned that out. Same with, the black beans and things like that. I was pretty hungry this morning when I woke up, but not necessarily hungry enough for all of that. So making that entire package of eggs, that entire package of black beans, that guacamole, verde stuff, you could easily, 2 big grown men, maybe even a third person. So easily, each having, 3 or 4 of those little tacos, it'd be no problem. So I eventually just kind of ended up throwing it all. Like if you don't have tortilla shells, which I do recommend bringing on trail, but if you don't have them, all of that could have been done in the pot, which I ended up doing. I just kind of threw everything in the pot and then was just eating it, which, was still pretty good. So I do want to add a few more things to that, kind of give it a little bit more kind of like Mexican flavor to it. But still, it was pretty tasty for sure. But yeah, anyway, all right, I'm going to jump off here and I got to check AccuWeather because I don't like the way all that sounds. Don't like it. I really wanted the sun to come out, dude. I wanted to chill at the beach, get some sun. I've been fake tanning, but whatever. All right, I will catch you guys in a little while. All right, well, that is what's coming. So I'm sure it's darker in real life than it is on the camera. Yep, there's the lightning. And I gotta walk back that way where it looks a little bit nicer. So I gotta hurry because it's coming. And it is definitely gonna piss on me. I did want to show you guys, this was, this is another reason I brought the bathing suit. But look, you can kind of walk down here, there's a little ledge, jump off into the lake, kind of swim a little bit. I noticed this last time when I was here. So, all right, I gotta go. I gotta truck it back quick. So I'm not gonna film until I get back. So I gotta hurry. See you guys soon. I really don't know where to go, like, if there's a tornado. All right, well, still raining, but it did slow down a bit. So I think what I'm gonna do, I got the rain jacket on, I got the umbrella. I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use the stuff sack that the rain jacket came out of. I'm gonna put my electronics in there. Probably still have, I think I'm gonna keep the body camera on the backpack since I will be under the umbrella, so I can film a little bit. I mean, even the deer went running. I saw 3 deer run across the path. But yeah, so basically I'm in the opposite direction of where I need to be. But I knew this shelter was over here, and I didn't think I was gonna make it, and obviously I didn't. So rolled up the pant legs. So I think shoes are still gonna get wet, which sucks. But you know, if I'm out on a through hike, I'm gonna be hiking in the rain anyway. So screw it, right? It's not coming down as hard, so I think I'm gonna take this time and I'm gonna get back there. I really want to get that bag under and get that cooler under the tarp. Plus, it's the first time that the tarp has been through the rain, so I want to see how that's holding up and make sure that the hammock is not getting soaked, because that would suck. That would ruin the trip immediately. I would be pretty pissed off spending that much money, and that tarp did not hold up. So it should be all right. But I want to make sure the seam seal is good. There's no leaks or anything. That's really gonna bum me out. So that's the plan. So I'll see you guys through the body cam in the rain.